Hey folks, welcome to John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. We're up in St. Germain and we're doing something different today. These fish are all in our harbors.
Close to 14 there.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
Flea Farm presents John Gillespie's Waters and Woods. Flea Farm, the ultimate fishing headquarters.
Yes, folks, it is a beautiful morning up in St. Germain, Wisconsin, and we're doing something a little bit unique today. About 19 years ago, my buddy Rob and I waded the Wisconsin River for smallmouth bass, and we had a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, we caught some bass, and Rob also slipped on a log. So we're doing it a little bit safer today. It's 19 years later, and Rob has bought what he calls a jet drive boat. Now, this boat is really cool because you can go in as shallow as 1 foot of water. And this stretch of the river that we're going to fish today is absolutely wild. I mean, it is just gorgeous. You can go all the way down to the dam and the rainbow flowage, and there's just a ton of water to fish and a ton of fish in the water. And what is really kind of cool about this, folks, is we're not going to see another boat today. And Rob, this is just an addition to your guide service. And with this boat, you can take folks, it's comfortable, and you can get pretty much just anywhere on the river to catch fish, right?
Yeah, John, these rivers, besides this one, there's 3 or 4 other good ones around the area, that branches of the Flambeau and so on, and Tomahawk River, and just water that you just can't get to with a propped motor. Obviously today we're gonna try some bass fishing. There's great opportunities for muskies, for walleye, depending upon time of the year, but it's just something that gives somebody the wilderness type trip. Sometimes there's bugs, but I think we're gonna have enough wind today to keep that away, and hopefully we'll get a bunch of fish.
I'll tell you what, folks, we're gonna have a lot of fun today. We'll show what we're using and how we're using it. All of that coming up right after this. Folks, AMSOIL makes a premium product for all of our vehicles, and I've been using QuickShot in my boat for years, and that keeps that motor running great. But PI is important for your truck, huh?
Yeah, gasoline vehicles, and what it does, John, is it basically cleans the whole engine system. Any deposits on valves, injectors, combustion chamber. You get more power because of that. You get better mileage too, like 6 to 7% better mileage. And also, you only have to put it in about every 4,000 miles.
AMSOIL is great, isn't it?
It's awesome.
You use it for everything. Look for AMSOIL products at amsoil.com.
Mother Nature can be tough. That's why the Quest series is tougher. 50% more torque to power through punishments. 30% longer battery runtime. And whisper quiet operation that conceals your position. All so you can fish fearlessly. The bigger the question marks, the better the quest.
Hey, welcome back, folks. As we talked about, we're on the Wisconsin River up in St. Germain in Rob's jet drive boat, so we can go anywhere. This is going to be a lot of fun. Starting out for smallmouth bass today. And Rob, because of the current, probably the most effective bait to use is a jerk style bait.
Yeah, we got a couple different ones here, John. You're going to be throwing a Rapala X-Wrap, and I got a Rapala Maverick. They're both neutrally buoyant, suspending type baits, and bass just love them. There we go, Johnny.
Did he smack that?
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
That is so cool, Rob. Feel like a good one?
Yeah.
That's the neat thing is, I haven't seen these fish yet, but you said they're really fat, huh?
Yeah, they're chunky fish.
All right, good job there, buddy. That is exciting. And you folks, I'll tell you what, when you look at the width on these river fish, it is really, really impressive. That is a gorgeous smallmouth bass, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, again, we're getting to areas where these fish haven't seen a bait.
Not too much. That's just a nice average, nice chunky fish right there.
Now, did that one hit on the paws?
Yeah, definitely on the paws.
On the paws. Good start there, man.
All right.
I love that.
There we go.
Oh, that's a tanker right there, Rob. Look at the size of that smallmouth bass. Holy cow, is that gorgeous, buddy. That is a nice fish.
Woo.
And how did he smoke that?
Just right in the dead paws again, John.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna have to talk about after we take a look at this fish. That is a beauty, Rob. And you said you've done this trip down here recently, and you caught a lot of fish in that 19-inch class?
Half a dozen or so. You know, that was just a short little trip. But yeah, no, there's quality fish to be had.
Yeah, I mean, that's a beauty right there. And again, folks, look at the build on those fish. I assume that crayfish and minnows is the main diet?
Yeah, I mean, perch are in here, you know, various kinds of crayfish and minnows and all kinds of forage, you know, bug hatches, whatever, so.
All right, well, I got to let him go and we got to talk about this. Kind of interesting using these stick baits. I mean, you can give them a lot of different actions, and you're doing a twitch and a long pause. Why don't you show the folks and explain what you're doing there, Rob?
Well, we're floating down,
right.
So you kind of want to fish parallel, maybe a little bit quartering down a little bit. You never really want to fish up,
okay.
You know, so you're just casting out and then pop, let it pause, pop, let it pause. You know, and generally that hit is going to happen right in that pause.
That is interesting, and you know, I've seen Pete do it too, where he'll do long pauses, right?
Yeah,
sometimes?
when the water's cold, like in the spring, you know, that a lot of times, you know, one rule of thumb is if you have a bass follow your bait, you're going too fast.
Okay.
So then if you see that happening, definitely increase the time in your pause.
Holy cow, I
Little
saw
pike,
that one come
little
out of the
pike.
water. Here he comes, a pikaroo.
Yeah.
Now that's the thing, folks, when you do these float trips, you actually had a walleye on before that you lost.
Yeah.
So it's a multi-species, you never know what you're gonna catch type deal.
Well, you asked if we caught any pike the last time, and I said no, but obviously we did here, so.
Well, everything's in the Wisconsin River, folks. When that thing first hit, I thought it was a big smallmouth because you made a big splash.
Yeah, no, it's still fun.
Breaking news from Flea Farm. Catch more fish with Crush City Plastics. Right now, all bass and walleye plastics are 30% off.
There we go.
What happened with that?
That was a really long pause.
And that's key. Here he comes. Let's see what we got here.
I got a walleye.
A walleye. Look at that. That's a beautiful, nice eater walleye right there, Rob. Nice. Hey, that's 3 different species so far. But this is something we really should talk about with folks. You know, we showed it before, but when you're working a crankbait and the fishing's kind of tough like it is today, really slow down, huh?
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I was actually going to adjust the trolling motor, and it was just sitting there, and all of a sudden my line took off. You know,
that's
so
cool.
Extended pause.
Well, I'll tell you what, even a blind squirrel, right, Rob?
Yeah, let me help you out there, Johnny.
Okay, here he is. A nice fish. Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
He was
Rob.
up there tight, huh?
Yes, very tight to shore. And what I want to mention to the folks, that was an exaggerated pause on that bait. Twitch, long pause. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, I think I may have been working my bait a little too fast, right?
Well, and like I said, we haven't had many fish follow,
right.
But it's just sometimes the way it is. You know, it could change a little bit, but God, just a beautiful colored fish right there too.
Well, Ryan just got a call from Chris McGillis, our attorney buddy. He's going to join us in a little while, okay?
I knew that, yes.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yes, our favorite personal injury attorney, Chris McGillis, just joined us. And Chris, this is kind of a neat type of fishing, isn't it?
It's so beautiful. We were saying that we haven't seen a boat, John. We're hearing birds, the sun's out, it's great.
There we go, John. There we go.
Nice, Rob. Did you see that one coming after?
No, we're in a deeper hole right here, and I was just kind of working it down, saying that, you know, gosh, I can't believe we ain't getting bit. And this guy showed up.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, that's, you know, one of the smaller ones we've caught today, but I'll tell you what, it is, every spot in a river looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. And what do you pick out? Do you pick out slack areas or what?
You know, it's been a little bit of both. I mean, I'll get this guy back here, but you know, some of this little bit deeper water looks so good. You know, we have such bright sun today. The only thing that I really don't like is we don't have a whole lot of current flow. But you definitely have to look for boulders, creating eddies. You know, you want to look for some logs that might be creating eddies, or even just, you know, cover on the bottom. Anything that looks like a target you want to cast at. There you go, John. This
Nice.
one's a good one.
And
There we go.
This is interesting again, folks. We've talked about it all show. How
Come
they
on.
want that bait sitting still, don't they?
Yeah, come on.
You need the net, Rob?
I'll get it. You'll get it. There's
Boy,
a
that's a beautiful smallmouth bass
yeah.
right there, folks. Look at the size and the width of that thing. It is amazing how fat they are, isn't it?
well. They are chunkers.
Okay. Careful your hand there, buddy.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay, that's a beauty right there, Rob. But tell the folks, so, again, how long that pause was.
Well, I was explaining to Chris, you know, where we were, and yeah, I stopped reeling for quite some time. That bait was just floating down, and that fish just hit it, basically almost dead sticking it.
That's a beauty right there.
Yeah,
And the cool thing is, you know, we talked about it before, you can basically do this river float trip all year long. I mean, right?
Well, yeah, of course, yeah. I mean, yeah, you know, it's nice to be in here, you know, just to get away from some of the people and just enjoy everything around you. And, you know, we're not having a great day, but it's still fun, you know, just got to get Chris in the game here.
We were fishing the lakes of Vilas County, a 4.5-hour drive from Milwaukee, 5.5 hours from Chicago, and 4 hours from Minneapolis.
For muskie and pike, Seagar threadlock is my favorite braid. It's a 16-strand hollow core, very tight weave, very round, does not dig into the spool, amazing sensitivity and feel, and you literally will grow old waiting for this stuff to fray. The longevity is amazing. It's the absolute best braid I've ever used. For more information, seagar.com.
Feel the difference in every cast, in every bite, in every moment, in every adventure, no matter the season. When everything is on the line, every memory you make, feel the difference.
When you're meeting with a client, it's so important that you're present with them and you're listening. I've heard lawyers say your job as a trial lawyer is to read the law, understand the law, make the argument. You can't get emotionally connected with your client. I completely disagree with that. In order to tell your client's story, you want to learn what's important to them. Sit down and have a meal together. Learn about their family. Learn about their history. Learn about where they're from. You have to emotionally connect with them. It's their story. It's not ours. And the only way to do that in an effective way is to truly care, to truly connect, and listen.
Well, you're proving a point here. You got McGillis changed into a crankbait,
Yeah.
and I think I am too here pretty quick. Because you want to, some of these areas are 4 or 5 feet deep, and that neutrally buoyant crankbait will get down there, won't it, Rob?
Yeah, this guy kind of slapped at it and almost foul hooked himself, but it's so hard to turn in this current.
Yeah, I think he's got one in the mouth.
Yeah, he's got it stuck in his side.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, this is incredible. But seriously, so you got some 4 or 5 feet of water here, and those neutrally buoyant crankbaits, you can actually get down pretty deep, can't you?
Yeah. Yep.
And they'll come up and hit it, but you're getting them down close to the strike zone there, right?
Yeah, and that was another exaggerated pause, you know, so.
Oh, nice fish, Rob. Hey, front of the boat here, and I did something a little bit different here, folks, because Rob is catching those fish on the pause. I actually put a wacko worm on because I can work that really slow in the current, folks. I don't know what this is. Oh, he fought a lot bigger, Rob.
Well, in that current, you know, you want to just flip him in, or?
I can, yeah. There we go. That's a nice fish right there, folks. And since I don't have all my own stuff with me in Rob's boat, I just put a wacko on there with a jig head and just let it float down with the current. That was fun. Boy, I can't imagine what a 20-incher would feel like, you know?
There we go, Johnny.
Was that one close to shore, Rob?
Yes, but on this side of the Riva.
Oh, they're all fun.
Oh yeah.
You know that? And Rob, I want to tell the folks again, after you get that guy in there, that you do this for muskies too. And I can't imagine how much fun that would be. And when you're muskie fishing, you're fishing a lot of water that people don't get to, right?
Oh yeah, exactly, John. That's the whole idea of getting this boat, is to get into water in areas that you just can't with the standard motor.
So there we go. They like this deep shoreline, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
And that bait gets down, that neutrally suspended. How far do you think you're getting down with that bait?
I'm hitting bottom sometimes, John.
That's
at,
key.
2, 3, maybe 3 feet.
Yeah. All right, here he comes. There you go, buddy. That's a nice one.
Come here.
Yeah.
Don't.
So, Rob, when you do your guide trips in this type of a boat, can you get 2 people? Guide 2 people at a time?
Oh, sure, John. I mean, I've done 3. You just have to be aware of where you're casting,
right?
You know. But yes, I've done 3.
Yeah, this is just a really neat change, and if folks want to do this, and you get into August and the lakes are real busy with water skiers, this is certainly a wonderful change of pace, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's very enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, not a very long fish, but just a fat one for, all the way around.
That's what impresses me, yeah.
There we go, John.
There you go.
There we go.
Now this is interesting, folks. We've actually, taken 3-4 fish out of this one little spot.
Yeah, and Chris lost a couple.
Yeah, and usually this time of the year, folks, you'll see fish congregate several together.
He slashed at it and foul hooked himself.
Yeah, that is interesting, with those 3 sets of trebles. What they'll do is hit it, and then they'll snag themselves, right, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously what happened.
Yeah, no, that's, how many bites out of this one little spot?
4, I think.
Yeah, and we haven't found that all morning either, have we?
Not yet, no, and it's at the warmest time of the day, so we might have something going on that way too.
What do you got there, Chris McGillis?
I think a little smallmouth, John.
All right, buddy.
Not huge, but fun. Let's go.
The river fishing is interesting. Let's see. I think you can just flip that guy in there, Chris. Or that's a little bit bigger. That's a little bit bigger than I thought there, Chris.
Yeah, we got it.
Nice job. And you just cast that one right down the middle of the river?
Yep, just right down the river. I was looking for those eddies, and what I did, John, is I listened to Rob, listened to the guide, put that gold suspended bait on, and really just let it sit for a long period of time. Really patient with that.
Now this is, when you get up to Vilas County this time of the year and you don't see another boat, I mean, this is just totally cool.
Oh, so peaceful, so good, man. This is just a great time.
Folks, it's time now to announce this week's winners of the Flea Farm John Gillespie's Waters and Woods 2025 Fishing Contest.
This week's first winner is Tony Manville of Manhattan, Illinois. Caught this 15-inch crappie on Eagle River on a fathead. Wyatt Blasowski of Amherst, Wisconsin caught this 20.5-inch largemouth bass on a lake on a bug. Robert Benroot of Galesville, Wisconsin caught this 43-inch northern pike on Rainy River using a spinnerbait. Kevin Klipstein of Musquenago, Wisconsin caught this 28.5-inch walleye on the Wisconsin River on a shad raft. And this week's first kid winner is Austin Hernus of Alexandria, Minnesota, caught this 28.5-inch walleye on Indian Lake using a jig and minnow. And Hudson Swanson of Kleiman, Wisconsin, caught this 15-inch crappie in Wisconsin on a minnow.
Oh my gosh! 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 Look at the size of that slobber!
Attention, Great Lakes anglers! Fleet Farm is your one-stop shop for everything you need. And right now, score big in-store deals on top brands like Howie's Tackle, Lure Jensen, Pro King, Opti Tackle, and many more. Stop in today.
What's the difference between a good net and a great net? Simple. It's all in the features. Fortis nets by Clam Outdoors are tough, safe on fish, easy to use, and a telescoping handle. Learn more about Fortis nets at clamoutdoors.com.
You know, folks, with my buddies using leeches and crawlers all day, I'm glad I've got the Johnson Pump Washdown kit. All I can do then is spray down the boat and get all that stuff out of there. But the Johnson Pump Washdown kit has another use. It's 92 degrees and humid today. Now watch. I'll take care of my buddy Tom in the back. Ah, there we go, Tommy.
Holy
hey,
smokes,
man. Oh, there we go, buddy.
92 and humid.
Oh, Johnson Pump Washdown kit. What do you think of that, buddy?
I love it. I need one.
Yeah.
Did he put them on pontoon boats?
They're great for pontoon boats. There you go, buddy.
Wait until my wife sees that one. I'm going to get her too.
Yes, sir, Tommy. That is refreshing, buddy. I am going to get you a Johnson Pump Washdown kit. Well, what do we got here, Chris?
I don't know if this is a walleye or a bass, John.
Well, Rob did catch a walleye earlier today. Let's see what we got here.
Nice bass.
Yeah, that is.
No, what is that? A little muskie?
It's a little muskie, I think.
All right.
It is.
There we go. Pass him back to Rob. Let him handle that.
One, yep.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Look at the coloring on that fish, Rob. And you know, we talked about it earlier, man. Come here in the fall, you know.
He's a pretty fella.
That is a gorgeous, pretty fish. Be careful, buddy. Worry about your hands there. Beautiful fish, folks. Now, when we see a fish like that, Rob, if you can turn towards the camera a little bit, that would be appreciated. How old is a fish like that, do you figure, Rob?
Oh, probably maybe 4 years old, maybe.
And then once they reach about 30 inches, they grow slowly, right?
Actually, they grow pretty fast till about 40, John.
40 inches?
Yep.
Okay.
But look at that pretty coloring on
just
him.
Gorgeous, yeah. Chris.
Hey.
Nice job, buddy. Your first muskie of the year.
Hey, it was great. He whacked it right on the surface, too.
Nicely done. Well, I had to put the old jerkbait on because everybody was out fishing me, and that's the bait of choice today, folks. And that's a fun hit, you know. And I want to talk a little bit about the type of line that we're using, especially on our spinning rods. It's called PEX8, and it's a pink super line, and this line is the most castable line I've ever seen. And Rob, you've been putting it on your spinning reels too, and this line is exceptional, isn't it, for its castability?
Well, yeah, you know, without saying, John, you know, we've been using Seagar products for quite a few years, and they make great line. But that new PX8, I mean, I have never seen a super braid that is so subtle. I mean, no wind knots, no twist. I mean, you really almost got to learn how to cast again because it just flies off your reel. I mean, you can cover so much water. It's the best thing that I've seen in ages.
That one tight to shore, huh, Chris?
Yeah, right up on shore.
That is so fun. And you know, it's just part of the fun is casting and making accurate casts, you know?
Yeah, I threw a couple, didn't get as close. I put her right next to shore, John. That's when it hit, one twitch.
Yep, neato. You know what, folks? Grilling season is in full swing right now. Whether you're tailgating, whether you're doing a barbecue in your backyard, or whether you're in your boat, nothing better than Johnsonville's, right?
Sounds good to me.
No, don't eat yet because these aren't just Johnsonville's. Johnsonville's come out with special flavors, you know, occasionally, and this is really one of my favorites. I've tried these a couple of times. These are Johnsonville regular brats, but to make them taste a little different, a little bit better, they put Summer Shandy in there, Leinenkugel's favorite summer beer. So it's a Johnsonville regular brat infused with Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy. What a combination.
Definitely can taste the Summer Shandy.
Isn't that a good brat, though?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Aren't those wonderful?
Yeah.
They are excellent, and my whole family loves them.
And you don't need ketchup.
No, they taste great. Hey, folks, look for Johnsonville brats infused with Leinenkugel's Summer Shandy at your favorite retailer today. That was interesting, huh, Rob?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I cast it out there, and I just went to put down the talon, and I felt a tick, you know, as it was floating, and I set the hook and missed it. So I just kept working the bait, and this little feather came right back.
Not the biggest, but this is sport at its greatest. And look at the build on that thing.
Yeah.
Turn the tummy so we can see it. I mean, look at how fat those fish are. That's cool, guys.
Double whammy.
And here they come. There you go. Twin smallies. That is interesting. You know, we kind of in a calmer area here, Rob, would you say? Or
just a little slack, but it's just that where that dark water meets that sand, we got a little brush along the shoreline there. That's where those fish are hanging out.
Hold them together. No, this, folks, you got to do this with Rob sometimes. This is a great experience. And today we're doing, obviously, smallmouth bass. But, you know, the muskie trip is cool. And in the spring, you can do this for walleyes, too, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And what's interesting, too, folks, is when Rob will catch a bass, what he'll do is put that talon down, because, oh, that's a nice fatty. You put that talon down and cast the area where that fish was, right?
Yeah, I mean, since I put the talon, this Minn Kota talon on my jet, I mean, it is a game changer. We used to be doing this stuff, dropping an anchor and slipping and stuff, and sometimes the water's deep enough you can spot lock, but I mean, for the most part, John, this talon is just so efficient on being able to fish. The moment someone hooks one, drop it down, make 5, 6, 7 casts along here and move on. Got him, John.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Come on.
Ooh, look, he took you under the... Oh, that's a nice fish, Robbo. Well, I'll tell you what, I learned a big lesson today. Do what the guy does, and I didn't. And those stick baits have been the ticket, right, Rob?
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely today, it's been a lot of twitch pause, long pauses. You know, that's definitely what they've been wanting.
Well, thank you, buddy. I really had a great time. For more information on fishing with Rob Manthei, you can call the St. Germain Resort. Rob owns and operates the St. Germain Resort, the perfect place to stay when fishing in the Northwoods.
They say things aren't built like they used to be. Tell that to John Johnson, the craftsman behind Recon Boats. He and his small team make each boat by hand, maintaining the highest standards. Every shred of fiberglass, every stitch of upholstery, every latch, hinge, and switch. It's all in the details, which is why the angler is at the forefront of the design philosophy for every Recon boat. Recon Boats, made by craftsmen, built for fishermen.
Pete, I'm getting too old for this.
So, John, you haven't heard of Brian's Custom Steps?
Oh, Pete, those are awesome. How can I get a set?
Yeah, I love these big no-slip platforms, and they're made right here in Wisconsin.
For more information on Brian's Custom Steps, call 920-315-0333. And folks, that is our show for today. Please join us next week. I don't know where we're going to fish at. We will find a place somewhere. Until then, I'm John Gillespie, hoping to see you enjoying John Gillespie's Waters and Woods.